Hello everyone, and here Master review for Metro Exodus Day Mastering Land. In a train, humans eating human brains, and the difficulty of choosing between side quests or main graphics are up first now. It does not matter if you are on the base console, on the Pro consoles or the PC. Metro Exodus is actually incredible looking from the imperfection and craggy surfaces of your friends' faces, who have had one too many days topside sucking in radiation from the little tufts of subtle hair sprouting out from the George the Animal Steel Humanimal. The game really does leak everything. It is rare to see something this is polished in its presentation, and it easily compressed with most first-person shooters on consoles or PC. Combined, even the texture work here shows a signal of someone looking in almost every nook and cranny to make sure that the memory sparing low detailed textures don't find their way into the gameplay, and sure enough, for the most part those don't so. They are not actually absent. The game's lighting engine also breathes the crusty life into every location from the green tinge. Through lace innards of some current complex that's virtually a player pyre for nuclear weapons to the light, cracking in through the soft clouds, and then go train into the front of your train as you all sit down and discuss the next move in your hopeless journey. I would have to say it's also the rare gamer who has not already seen the effects of water, snow, mood and blood on the visor the character in the Metro games, with your constantly wiping it somewhat cleaner with a dirty glove, but trying to repair it by slam and duct tape on it so you don't have walk through the wafting stench of cannibal farts. All of these additional animations and momentary elements are one part nasty, one part noticeable improvement on most other title, especially when it comes to atmosphere. This is something the prior games have had, and this is something this game nails. It's also the character design and works that is really fascinating, especially in Exodus, and well, maybe not up to spec with the highest detailed faces in some games. Exodus guess for every high level, for everyone, meaning no matter who they are, from random one of the men that follows you into the wasteland. They all have detailed expressions, excellent textures and facial detail. Every buccal seam, crevice, belt and strap on a character's clothing in show in high detailed texturing and modeling work, and it has a workmanship look to it that offers that more. In the George kind of modeling, also monster design here continues to be really instructing. The developers know how to interlace the subtle with the grotesque and continues the serious unequal slant on monsters we may have seen prior. Pre-cut your face is those animation and that work that continues to pay off here. And while small elements of pathing and clipping to occur, it's crazy to have 5 or 6 of these suckers on a gantry in some dark building. And realizing that tonight the dinner will be served by a shine instead of candlelight, and the dinner is gonna be you there, are just all these moments where you are running and gun and you happen to realize that. This is what happens to normal creatures when the surface of the earth gobbles up a ton of nukes like a Romba. I think this work on the design continues and paths onto the guns, which are continued hood pouch collection of barrels, pipes, stalks and hacked together main body is always slowly falling apart around like Red Dead 2. You do have to socially clean them, but there's a drop of hints that makes it feel like more of a worthy endeavor than it did in that title, and it becomes an absolute must in the harder difficulties here. Exodus just owes this design, and a design with a methodology of informing the gamer that every location, item, person and monster exist here together in a world with a path that's brought us to the present that we are experiencing. Sunken boards, homes deep and the mire while location are floated in the oceanal frozen deck. Cheryl built this atmosphere that's a combination of both the outright and the subtle, and while all those are simply outstanding. I do have a couple complaints. Occasionally enemies would get stuck while pathing towards me. Regardless of difficulty, it was not all the time, but it was sometimes, and it was not disabled while I picked them up. Also there is some Z fighting and times or something that closely resembles that one. Some textures shimmering in the location. Now when it comes to performance on the Xbox X is native 4K at 30 FPS, fine, no settings for a 16 FPS performance mode, but aside from one or two issues with streaming assets, the game holds very well to that FPS.